What is the third meal of the day?
It's dinner.
It's dinner, exactly. Dinner. There we go. Dinner. Now, ladies, between what time do people have dinner? Angie, normally at what time do you have dinner? Martha, what time do you normally have dinner?
But I am abnormally done.
Okay.
I have a lunch at 11 o'clock or 12.
Okay. Yes, I know. No, yeah, people have different schedules. Yes, I know. Yeah, it's different. But normally dinner, Angie, when you go home, when you get back home, normally what time do you have dinner?
Maybe 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Okay, Martha, what about you? What time do you normally have dinner?
I have to eat dinner the 8
Okay.
o'clock. Yeah.
Yes, very good. Okay, Judith, what about you? What time do you have dinner?
Between 6 or 7.
Between 6 or 7. Okay. Now, ladies, there is one other one. Okay, dinner, I would say between 7, between 7 and 9 p.m. Okay, between 7 and 9 p.m. All right, that's dinner. Okay, now take a look at this, ladies. Okay, this is the Wilson's party. The Wilson's party, okay, this is a story about how the Wilsons prepare a party. Okay, so look at this. Okay, look at this. Silently, we're going to read this. No, not silently. We're going to do this. Okay, Angie, this from here to here, this is your story. All right, so Angie, please begin. So first Angie, then Judith, then Martha, and we close with Yamilet, who is just connected. All right, Angie, please start.
The Wilsons party.
Mhm.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilson invited all their friends and neighborhoods to a party last night. They stayed home all day yesterday and prepared for the party. In the morning, the Wilsons worked outside. Their daughter, Margaret, cleaned the yard. Their son, Bob, painted the fence. Mrs. Wilson planted flowers in the garden, and Mr. Wilson fixed their broken front steps.
Yeah, these are the front steps. Look, these here are front steps. Okay, continue, please, Judith.
In the afternoon, the Wilsons worked inside the house. Margaret washed the floors and vacuumed the living room carpet. Bob dusted the furniture and cleaned the basement. Mr. and Mrs. Wilson stayed in the kitchen all afternoon. He cooked spaghetti for dinner and she baked apple pies for dessert. The Wilsons finished all their work at 6 o'clock. Their house looked beautiful inside and out. The
Very good.
Wilsons,
Up to
yeah,
there, up to there. Okay, continue, Martha.
The Wilsons, the Wilson guests arrived at about 9:30. After they arrived, they all sat in the living room. They ate cheese and crackers, drank lemonade, and talked. Some people talked about their children. Other people talked about the weather. And everybody talked about how beautiful the Wilson house looked inside and out.
Very good. Continue, Yamilet.
The Wilson served dinner in the dining room at night. Everybody enjoyed the meal very much. They liked Mr. Wilson's spaghetti and their lot. Mr. Wilson, apple pie. In fact, everybody asking the 4 seconds.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Angie, continue.
After dinner, everybody sat in the living room again.
Stop. Continue, Martha.
As you can see, I
Nope.
no.
Be very attentive, okay? Continue, Judith.
First, Bob Wilson played the piano and his sister Margaret sang.
Stop. Continue, Yamilet.
Then, Mr. and Mr. Wilson showed a video of their trip to Hawaii.
Continue, Martha.
After that, they turned on the music and everybody danced.
Continue,
As
Angie.
you can see, the Wilson guests enjoyed the party.
Yes, finish it. Finish it. It's okay. Finish it. Yes. Yes, Martha, finish it.
The party very much. In fact, nobody wanted to go home.
Okay, very good. So what is this story about? What is this story about?
About the activities the Wilson's family to make for to realize the party.
Okay, so what are they preparing for? What are they preparing for? ¿Para qué se están preparando? What are they preparing for?
Party.
For a party. That's it. For a party. They are preparing for a party. And every member of the Wilson's family has a chore to do. Everybody has an activity. Everybody has a chore to do for the party. So they are preparing for the party. Okay. Very, very, very good. Okay. Now, silently, ladies, silently look at this paragraph. Look at this paragraph, okay? Okay. Look at this paragraph. Okay. Silently. Read the paragraph one more time, silently, okay? Please read the paragraph silently, okay? Okay. Okay. Jamilet, ready?
Ready.
Okay. Martha, Judith, Angie, ready?
Ready, then.
Okay, ladies. Very good. Now, take a look at this. You read the paragraph. Now, take a look at this. The paragraph is in complete disorder. Complete disorder. Complete disorder. Angie, Judith, Marta, Jamilet, please put the paragraph in order. Put the paragraph, please, in order. You have 2 minutes. Please. You can use a notebook, you can use a pencil, you can use whatever you want, but please put the paragraph in order. You have 2 minutes. You can start. Go. I'll put some music as you work. Okay, so this is not so silent.
This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. Feel the earth move and then hear my heart burst again. For this is the end. I've drowned and dreamt this moment. So overdue, I owe day. Swept away, I'm stolen. Let the sky fall and it crumbles. We will stand tall, face it all together. Let the sky fall.
Is anybody ready?
Yes.
Okay, Judy, you ready? Okay, we're going to wait for 2 more people. Okay. So let's see if somebody else finishes. So you're gonna be the first one, Judy. Okay. So Judith is ready. Angie, Martha, Yamilet, when you are ready, please tell me, okay?
I'm ready.
Who's ready? Yamilet?
Ready.
Oh, Angie. Okay.
Angie.
One more person. And Angie, you are second. And one more person. So we can start. Okay. Martha, Yamilet, ready?
Ready.
Okay. Judith, please give me the order of the paragraph. Please, go.
Mm, 8. Just the number or
Read the story.
read the story?
Yes, read the story in order.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilson invited all their friends and neighbors to a party last night. They stayed home all day yesterday and prepared for the party. In the morning, the Wilsons worked outside. Their daughter Margaret cleaned the yard. Their son Bob painted the fence. Mr. Wilson planted flowers in the garden, and Mr. Wilson fixed their broken front steps.
Okay, Angie.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilson invited all their friends and neighborhoods to a party last night. They stayed home all day yesterday and prepared for the party. In the morning, the Wilson worked outside. Wilson invited all their friends and neighborhoods to a party last night. I think so. I repeat. Their daughter Margaret cleaned the yard. Or Wilson planted flowers in the garden. And Mrs. and Mr. Wilson fixed their broken front steps. Their son Bob painted the fence. Wilson fixed the broken front steps.
Alrighty, very good. Okay. Yamilet? Hello, hello, Yamilet? No? Martha?
Sorry, estaba.
Okay then.
Okay, Yamilet, please.
Yamile.
Mr. and Mr. mm, Wilson invite and their friends and neighbors to a party last night.
Mhm.
Wilson invite and their friends and neighbors to a party last night. They stayed home all day yesterday and prepared for the party.
Mhm.
In the morning, the Wilson worked outside. They dagger market cleaned the yard. Wilson planted flowers in the garden, and Mr. Mars, they dagger Margaret cleaned the yard. Me perdí un poco.
Okay, that's it?
That's
All
it.
right. Martha?
Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Wilson invited all their friends and neighbors to a party last night. Wilson planted flowers in the garden and Mr. In the morning, the Wilson worked. Wilson fixed their broken from outside. Their son Bob planted the fence. Their daughter Margaret cleaned the yard. Yesterday, just no, they stayed home all day yesterday and planted for party. Their daughter Margaret, no, sorry, I finished. Mhm. Okay, Natalie.
Okay. All right. Ladies, if this were a bet, si esto fuera una apuesta, how much or how in porcentaje, in percentage, how close do you think you are to the real version? ¿Qué tan cerca crees que estén de la versión original? 100%, 80%, 90%? Angie, what do you think? Your story, how close is to the real one?
60%.
60%. Okay, Judith?
100%.
Wow, confidence. Okay, eso es confianza. Okay, 100%. All right. Okay, Martha, what do you think?
6%.
6%. Martha, please.
Oh,
Oh, no. More confidence. More confidence. Yamilet, what do you think? Okay.
50%.
50% for Yamilet. Okay, Yamilet. Okay, ladies, here is the story. Compare. Compare. All right. Angie, are you close? Judith, Martha, Yamilet, are you close, girls?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So,
Close.
Judith, how close are you? 100%?
100%.
Okay, Angie, how close are you?
70%.
Okay, Martha, how close are you?
I think 8%.
Okay, Yamilet?
60%.
60%?
Sí. Yeah.
Okay, very good, 60%. All right, ladies, here we go. Now look, one final exercise, okay? Final exercise. Take a look at this. I'm gonna cut this to Spanish. Hoy quiero que se vayan con una buena práctica en cuestión verbal en relación a una lectura que quiero hacer. ¿Sale? Fíjense bien lo que van a hacer. Ustedes van a dictarme a qué velocidad quieren que las palabras vayan apareciendo. ¿Sí? Una persona promedio puede leer entre 80 a aproximadamente, un promedio bueno es ya de 80 palabras, o de, en este caso, puede ser puede ser de más, pero por lo regular un promedio puede ser de 60 palabras a una velocidad de 80, 90 WPM, significa palabras por minuto. Hoy quiero que ustedes me digan a cuánta velocidad quieren que les coloque su lectura. Si ustedes logran estar arriba de 120, van a estar muy, pero muy por encima del promedio. Okay? So, I will start with Martha. Martha,
Okay.
this reading, take a look, Martha. This reading is the same reading.
No, very fast.
Okay? Now, this reading is at 200 words per minute.
Okay.
Martha, tell me, 200 is okay? Or you tell me how much?
Oh man. Yes.
60, 70, 100, 200? What?
100.
100?
Yeah.
Okay, Martha, you ready?
Okay.
Okay, 100. Okay, here we go. Ready, Martha?
Ready then.
Read. 1, 2, 3, start.
Mr. and Mr. Wilson invited all their friends and neighbors to a party last night. They stayed home all day yesterday and prepared for the party in the morning. The Wilson worked outside their daughter Margaret cleaned the yard. Their son Bob painted the fence. Mr. Wilson painted flower in the garden, and Mr. Wilson finished their broken the afternoon. The Wilson worked inside the house. Margaret washed the Bob dusted the furniture and cleaned the Mr. and Mr. Wilson stayed in the kitchen all afternoon. He cooked spaghetti dinner and she baked apple pies for the Wilson finished all their work at 6 o'clock. Their house looked beautiful inside and okay.
Stop. Okay, very good, Martha.
Their
Maybe we have to
children,
adjust your
other
timing,
people.
Okay, we have to adjust your timing. Okay, it's okay. Angie, select your timing. Select your timing.
102 then.
100?
Yes.
Angie, come on.
Oh my God.
I'll give you 120.
Oh my God.
Come on. Ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1. Okay, you are going to read 260 words at 120 words per minute. Ready? Here we go. Angie, 1, 2, 3, go.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilson invited all their friends and neighbors to a party last night. They stayed home all day yesterday and prepared for the party. In the morning, the Wilsons worked outside. Their daughter Margaret cleaned the yard. Their son Bob painted the fence. Mr. Wilson planted flowers in the garden, and Mr. Wilson fixed their broken front steps. In the afternoon, the Wilsons worked inside the house. Margaret washed the floors and vacuumed the living room carpet. Bob dusted the furniture and cleaned the basement. Mr. and Mrs. Wilson stayed in the kitchen all the afternoon. He cooked spaghetti for dinner, and she baked apple pies for the dessert. The Wilson finished all their work at 6 o'clock. Their house looked beautiful inside and out. Winston's guests arrived at about 30. They arrived, they sat in the living room. They ate cheesecake and crackers, drank lemonade, and talked. Some people talked about children. Other people talked about the weather, and everybody talked about how beautiful the Wilsons' house looked inside and out. The Wilsons served dinner in the dining room at 9 p.m. and they enjoyed meal very much. They liked it, Mr. Wilson spaghetti, and they loved Mr. Wilson apple pie. And in fact, 4 seconds after dinner, everybody sat in the bathroom. First, Bob Wilson played the piano, and his sister Margaret sang the Mr. and Mrs. Wilson showed a video of their trip to Hawaii. After that, they turned on the music. As you can see, the Wilsons guests enjoyed the party very much. In fact, nobody wanted to go home.
All right, Angie, very good. You see? 120, nice. I will increase it to 140, Angie, okay? Lo voy a aumentar, Angie, ¿eh? 140. Si yo sé que pueden dar un poquito más, les voy a presionar un poquito más, ¿eh? Ahí va. Yamilet. Yamilet.
Okay.
So, Yamilet, tell me how much?
100.
100, okay. 100. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ready, Yamilet.
Mr.
1, 2, 3, go.
Mr. and Mr. Wilson invite all their friends and neighbors to a party. Last night they stayed home all day yesterday and prepared for the party. In the morning, the Wilson worked outside. Their daughter Margaret cleaned the yard. Their son Bob painted the fence. Mr. Wilson planted flowers in the garden, and Mr. Wilson finds their broken front steps. In the afternoon, the Wilson worked inside the house. Margaret watched the floors and vacuumed the living room. Carpet Bob dusted the furniture and cleaned the basement. Mr. and Mr. Wilson stayed in the kitchen all afternoon. He cooked spaghetti for dinner, and she baked apple pies for dessert. The Wilsons finished all their work. At 6 o'clock, their house looked beautiful inside and out. The Wilson guests arrived at about 7:30. They arrived. They all sat in the living room. They ate cheese and crackers, drank lemonade, and talked. Some people talked about their children. Other people talked out the weather, and everybody talked about how beautiful the Wilson house looked inside and out. The Wilson served dinner in the dining room at night. Enjoyed the meal very much. They liked Mr. Wilson spaghetti and they loved Mr. Wilson apple pie. In fact, everybody asked for second after dinner. Everybody sat in the bathroom again. First, Bob Wilson played the piano, and his sister Margaret son. Then Mr. and Mr. Wilson showed a video of their trip to Hawaii. After that, they turned on the music and everybody dancing as you can see. The Wilsons West enjoyed the party very much. In fact, nobody wanted to go home.
Very good. All right. Very good. Okay. 100 words. Excellent. Excellent. 100 words in at 269 words at 100 words per minute. Excellent. I love it. I love it. Okay. Judith, choose your speed. Selecciona tu velocidad.
120.
I will give you 130.
Eh.
Thank you for participating. Okay, Judith, ready?
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Recuerden, chicas, hay segunda vuelta, ¿eh? Voy otra vez con Marta, voy otra vez con Angie y les voy a subir la velocidad, ¿eh? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilson invited all their friends and neighbors to a party last night. They stayed home all day yesterday and prepared for the party. In the morning, the Wilsons worked outside. Their daughter Margaret cleaned the yard. Their son Bob painted the fence. Mr. Wilson planted flowers in the garden, and Mr. Wilson fixed their broken front steps. In the afternoon, the Wilsons worked inside the house. Margaret washed the floors and vacuumed the living room carpet. Bob dusted the furniture and cleaned the basement. Mr. and Mrs. Wilson stayed in the kitchen all afternoon. He cooked spaghetti for dinner, and she baked apple pies for dessert. The Wilsons finished all their work at 6 o'clock. Their house looked beautiful inside and out. The Wilsons' guests arrived at about 7:30. After they arrived, they all sat in the living room. They ate cheese and crackers, drank lemonade, and talked. Some people talked about their children. Other people talked about the weather, and everybody talked about how beautiful the Wilsons' house looked inside and out. The Wilsons served dinner in the dining room at 9 a.m. Enjoyed the meal very much. They killed the spaghetti. They loved Mr. Wilson's apple pie. In fact, everybody asked for seconds. After dinner, everybody sat in the bathroom again. First, Bob Wilson played the piano, and his sister Margaret sang. The Mr. and Mrs. Wilson showed a video of their trip to Hawaii. After that, they turned on the music, and everybody, as you can see, the Wilsons' guests enjoyed the party very much. In fact, nobody wanted to go home.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All righty. All righty. Somebody want to give it a second chance? ¿Alguien quiere una segunda oportunidad con mayor velocidad?
¿La historia está revuelta?
No.
¿O tiene como
Yo de
algún-
adrede les puse errores.
Ah,
Le puse errores. Okay. All righty. So, ladies, anybody wants a second shot? Come on, don't cuchi cuchi.
Yo, then.
Who, Yamilet?
Yes.
Ok, Yamilet. Lo vamos a hacer hasta, para que no sea tan extensa, va para todos, ¿eh? La vamos a poner hasta aquí, hasta donde dice Apple, donde dice hasta aquí. Hasta este minuto de aquí, ¿sale? Donde dice there, all right? So, Yamilet,
Okay.
please choose your speed.
120.
Oh my God, excellent. All right. Yeah. All right, Yamilet. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. and Mr. Wilson invite all their friends and neighbors to a party. Last night they stayed home all day. Yesterday I prepared for the party. In the morning, the Wilsons worked inside their tower. Margaret cleaned the yard. Their son Bob painted the fence. Mr. Wilson planted flowers in the garden. Mr. Wilson finds they broken from the steps. In the afternoon, the Wilson working inside the house. Margaret washed the floors and vacuumed the living room. Carpet Bob dusted the furniture and cleaned the basement. Mr. and Mr. Wilson stayed in the kitchen. All afternoon, he cooked spaghetti for dinner, and she baked apple pies for dessert. The Wilson finished all their work at 6 o'clock. Their
Fine, very
house,
good. 6 o'clock, very good. All right, Jamilet. 120, nice. Very good. Excellent. All righty, ladies. Martha, Judith,
Okay,
Angie.
me done.
Martha,
Yes.
Martha, select your speed.
Similar. The
100, 110, 150, 120, 125. You tell me, Martha.
120.
120. Okay, Martha. Excellent. Excellent, Martha. Here we go. Martha,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
Mr. and Mr. Wilson invited all their friends and neighbors to a party last night. They stayed home all day yesterday and prepared for the party in the morning. The Wilson worked outside their doctor. Margaret cleaned the yard. Their son Bob painted the fence. Mr. Wilson painted flowers in the garden, and Mr. Wilson fixed their broken from the steps. In the afternoon, the Wilson worked inside the house. Margaret washed the floors and vacuumed the living room. Carpet Bob dusted the furniture and cleaned the basement. Mr. and Mr. Wilson stayed in the kitchen all afternoon. He cooked spaghetti for dinner and she baked apple pies for dessert. The Wilson finished all work at 6 o'clock. Their
Excellent. Stop. Until 6 o'clock. Excellent. Very good, Martha. Very good.
Okay.
Marta, te salió mejor a velocidad más rápida.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, Angie.
130.
Nah. 140.
Oh my God.
140. Here we go. Ready, Angie?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
Yes.
Start.
Yes.
Yeah, you can start.
Mr.
Uh-huh.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilson invited all their friends and neighbors to a party last night. They stayed home all day yesterday and prepared for the party. In the morning, the Wilsons worked outside. Their daughter Margaret cleaned the yard. Their son Bob painted the fence. Mr. Wilson planted flowers in the garden, and Mr. Wilson fixed their broken front steps. In the afternoon, the Wilsons worked inside the house. Margaret washed the floors and vacuumed the living room. Carpet Bob dusted the furniture and cleaned the basement. Mr. and Mrs. Wilson stayed in the kitchen all the afternoon. He cooked spaghetti for dinner and she baked apple pies for dessert. The Wilson finished all their work at 6 o'clock. Their house.
140. Excellent. Excellent. So, Judith.
100. 150.
150?
Mhm.
I'll give you 155. 155. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilson invited all their friends and neighbors to a party last night. They stayed home all day yesterday and prepared for the party. In the morning, the Wilsons worked outside. Their daughter Margaret cleaned yard, and their son Bob painted the fence. Mr. Wilson planted flowers in the garden, and Mrs. Wilson fixed their broken front steps. In the afternoon, the Wilsons worked inside the house. Margaret washed the floors and vacuumed the living room carpet. Bob dusted the furniture and cleaned the basement. Mr. and Mrs. Wilson stayed in the kitchen all afternoon. He cooked spaghetti for dinner and she baked apple pies for dessert. The Wilsons finished all their work at 6 o'clock. The house
All right. Excellent, ladies. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Muy bien. Chicas, me siento orgullosísimo, de verdad. Qué bien lo hicieron. Les dije que el promedio es entre 80 y 90. Ustedes pidieron de 100, 120, 130. Excelente. Excelente. Ya nomás es darle más a estos ejercicios para que suelten un poquito más y más la lengua. Así. Y entonces van a ver cómo va mejorando la pronunciación. Pero esto es práctica, práctica, práctica. Y les va a servir muchísimo, Excelente. No se llevan tarea. No se llevan tarea. Muy bien. Lo hicieron perfecto porque... seguramente les va a doler ahorita la cabeza y van a estar viendo en sus sueños las palabras pasar así, no quiero que estén enseñando las letras, así las palabras pasar por su mente mientras duermen, ¿sí? All right, very good, ladies. All righty, excellent. Very good, excellent. All right, let's continue practicing and I will see you next class, okay?
Okay, then. Thank
Okay,
you.
then. Thank you.
Bye-bye. You're welcome.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Bye.